family. This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. I'm really gonna try not to be too long, but I sent y'all information to come on TikTok Monday through Fridays, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 Central Time, I'm sorry, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. We laugh, we kid, we joke. TikTok, the comfy couch. I am on the panel as a panelist. So I talk about Baltimore. I talk about the things we doing here to improve our city. The whole goal, y'all, with me is basically to get Baltimore City out there in a more positive way, in the things that we're doing in the city to do the best to turn our city back around. There are positive programs out here. Now, the reason why I came on this time, and y'all know it's late, but the reason why I came on this time because y'all know I'm a member of Communities United. We fight for the democracy of black people here in Baltimore City. The thing that hurts me, right? I'm not I was going to say a professional, right? But I'm not one of your class acts speakers. When I speak with aggression. I be in my feelings, but that's because I understand the pain of the people. So please don't get it wrong. Don't get it wrong. And my goal is for whoever I'm talking to is for them to understand where we're at, and I want people to be willing to do the necessary things to help our most vulnerable people, and that's our inner city people. And that's where I'm at with that. I just became a part of American Civil Liberty Union. They are an organization just like Communities United. They fight for the democracy of people. Whether you're Hispanic, whether you're Chinese, whether you're colored, whether you're white, it doesn't matter. They fight for your civil rights, your equal rights, and your constitutional rights. So I just became a member with them maybe 2 months ago. And the goal is to share with them what I'm going through right now. Y'all know, on March the 12th of last year, I had this officer charge me, the same officer that I was screaming on. Every time I would call him to get help with my clients, he would come around. It was a big heavy set one that would come around. It's like we in the streets and we arguing with each other. And I'm trying to explain to them, y'all get paid to come out here and protect and serve. I don't get paid as a community activist or human rights advocate, somebody that's in the city trying to help turn the city around. So it was an incident that happened at the house with one of my clients who I call my nephew, because his aunt reached out to me and asked me to help him, so I brought him into the house to help him. Got him a job and everything. A better paying job, but he didn't like the fact he was getting paid every 2 weeks. He young, so I understood that. The goal was to get him in, help him put his life together, temporary housing, and put him into permanent, affordable housing. And this is what I had to share with my lawyer. This is what I told the Eastern District Police Department. And I'm talking about the type of work that I do to help them understand. Whenever I call y'all to come to these two addresses, then that means I'm dealing with somebody that's probably off of their medication and things are getting out of control. So, but the goal to call them, the goal is calling them so it won't spiral out of control. But guess what? I'm the one. Ain't touch nobody, ain't do nothing to nobody. That they turned around and locked up. And the officer couldn't wait for something that he could blame on me. And that's what he did. That's what he did. And I only called them to see that they find the emergency petition that I filled out on March the 7th to get two of my clients into, like John Hopkins to get some proper help, mental help. I was the one ended up getting screwed. And a lot of y'all seen it. A lot of y'all seen what I was going through with the Eastern District Police Department. Because a lot of times when they cut their cameras on, guess what? Steve Copeland cut his on. So a lot of y'all seen personally what I was going through dealing with them. But now I understand their laws is a little bit different compared to the way we work. Like I told them, these are my rental property. I rent them properties. I'm the one that signed the lease on them properties, not them clients. So when it all boils down, when that landlord want his money or something ain't right in his house, guess who we gonna come to? Me. But see, because they on the other end, they don't understand that most of your 12-step programs or boys or girls programs, if you don't have the money to purchase your building itself, you rent the property to work your business out of. And you tell them that, it seems like they don't get it. I'm like, how y'all don't get that? A lot of people can't afford when they open up programs unless you got money like that, to like build your own homes or your own space to put them in. And even if you get a loan on a place, you still got to pay a mortgage. So all of this I could explain to them. But it was the street polices and supervisors that wasn't paying attention. They kept coming for me. So I had to go around and report them because they kept coming at me, not helping me and my clients. So October the 15th, I was supposed to go to court. Now, this is my rental property and my business. My rental property now and business. So I'm being charged with burglary. How are you going to charge me with burglary in my own rental property or my business? It's transitional. It's not permanent. So I don't do a contract. Because the reason why I don't do contracts, and I don't think most of them do, because there's no guarantee that person going to stay. When you dealing with people to help them turn their lives around, sometimes they come in, they happy, they joyous and free, and they glad to have a roof over their head. They'll start doing everything right. But then you give them like 2-3 months later, they slacks up. And it's not hurting me. It's hurting them. It's stunning their growth. Because the goal is for you to do all the necessary things to put you back into a permanent place. And prayerfully, you won't make the same mistakes again. That's what a transitional program is all about. That's what recovery programs is all about. And I'm not trying to be smart, but Baltimore City Police Department, y'all need to teach y'all officers a lot more about programs like mine. So they won't go in and thinking because it's in a residential that you can tell somebody how to run their stuff. Where do you live here? Do they pay rent? They make a donation or contribution towards their stay. Those are the words I had to use. So if you want to call it rent, you can call it rent. But how many places people go to and pay rent? $500 or $400 to share a room. I know people charge way more than that. But that's not how I do the people. My thing is to help you get back on your feet. But look, October the 15th, I go to court. I was talking with my lawyer. I'm charged with burglary. I think first degree assault because they can't find the other two guys because he didn't never tell them who they was. So I'm considered as an accessory. An accessor or accessory to the crime. And then his phone came up missing. Why am I going to take his phone when I didn't pay his phone, when I paid his phone bill twice? So I'm like, So this was the prosecutor coming at me out of the 17 charges. And then going to try to say that I took homeless people and put them in abandoned houses. That's what my lawyer was telling me. This was the prosecutor trying to come at me with. That was rental property. That I thank God Larry worked with me because I had to leave Ricestown Road and I had to find somewhere for my people to go. So whatever little work, because Larry already had some people in the house, but whatever little work, because he rented out rooms that needed to be done in the house, I'm the one that fixed the house up to bring it up to code. But guess what? Y'all never talked to me. Y'all never talked to me. Y'all never asked me nothing. Somebody took some charges from January from me and a person texting each other. One of my clients, the female clients. And they want to charge me with second-degree assault with her, burglary, and harassment. Me and this girl never, ever, ever had a disagreement like that. The only time we had a disagreement when I thought she was off her medication and I found out that her husband had came home from prison and she had him upstairs in her room. So she was arguing with me to keep me from coming upstairs or being in the house to notice what was going on in the housing program. You don't bring family in there like that. She had a 12-year-old daughter. Her daughter and her was dead. But your husband came home. He didn't have nowhere to go, but you gonna sneak him in the house. See, they don't know all that. But then you gonna take something from January, a conversation, texting. And I got all the texts, and I sent them to my lawyer to let him know, me and this girl ain't never got into it like that. But the detective, that's how they wanted me off the street. They created this stuff to get me off the street. Say, yeah, I'll fix you. But guess what? They ain't worried about that. So like I told my lawyer, I said, let me tell you something. They both didn't have nowhere to stay. The female in the house, her brother asked me to help his sister. So what the freak I look like? Your brother in this house and you in this house and me and you going to go through something like this? No. Me and this girl talked 2 weeks before she came in my house just to get to know each other. Her son had got killed. We were talking about all that. Now all of a sudden I became this bad person. And this was the prosecutor trying to throw at me. Don't even know. I met Ivan Bates when he first ran for state's attorney because of the work I do in the community. I don't remember how we actually caught up, but y'all know I got a big mouth, so I get to know a little bit of everybody. So I know who to talk to when certain things happen. I say big mouth because that's like my weapon towards fighting for us. You know, my for Baltimore City. Brandon Scott, Antonio Hayes. I grew up with their parents. I am proud of them. And I know sometimes when you work in a certain position, you got people over top of you that want things done the way they want it done. You get what I'm saying? They call me the big mouth bald head black dude. But I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I don't fight on nobody. I just use my mouth because I used to live a certain way of life from the age of, I'm going to say 13 to 30. I've been living a new way of life for a little over 31 years now. So the only thing I do, I go back and try to encourage and motivate the ones that want the necessary help. Don't know that you can come out of that and stay out of that a day at a time. That's what I do, y'all. That's what I do. And people call me all kinds of names. He crazy. He need to get on his medication. What medication? Because I might act, and it's just an act of putting on when it comes to our people. If I don't like something, I gotta come to let them know the importance of changing it. See, y'all might kiss their butts and do all this and that and agree with stuff. I try not to go there like that. I try to keep it straight and firm and, stand on morals, values, and principles. I watch how people sway. I watch how people turn their backs on our people for what they can put in their pockets. I watch that. I'm not trying to be like that. I live that street life. I'm not trying to rob and steal and take from our people today. That's not me. So I think they're gonna drop everything. I do. I do. But I think it's sad because it shouldn't even went this far. If I had went to court April the 9th of 2023, I could have explained my business to the judge, my housing program. I deal with homeless and less fortunate people. When they come into my program, they have to sign up for the mental health program. So if you're dealing with depression, you're dealing with bipolar, you're dealing with schizophrenia, you're dealing with anything like that, you have to sign up for the program just to help you balance your life back out. If you need somebody to teach you how to, say, like wash clothes, make market, manage your money, the goal is to refer you out to programs or businesses that does that can teach you. Prayerfully, you won't make the same mistakes again that had you to become homeless. And it could have been just you losing your job. Could have been because of your mental conditions. But I know how important it is to talk to somebody, counsel-wise. That's all. But I'm made out to be this evil, nasty person. And it hurts. I ain't gonna lie, it hurts. But because of who I serve, I just had to understand a lot of people just don't get it. I started strengthening the community. A new Be More city. Stephen Copeland Jr. Sports and Talents for multi-purpose, so we can open up a multi-purpose center with music, dancing, art, theater, all that for our young generation. So listen to what I'm saying, and it's positive, but look how the powers that be want to shut it down. Or they want to try to control the outcome of what you do. I need money. I need funding for this stuff to, to accomplish this. Rehabbing and revitalizing houses for inner city people. I've been looking at fab houses, refab houses. I've been looking at container houses, looking at houses that people that make like $40,000 a year can afford. But we talking about the whole community, not just a house here, a house there. We talking about like whole blocks, whole areas. This is the stuff I've been talking with people with for the last, 3-4 years. Even had a $5.4 million contract in to do 30 units. I was talking about this years ago. It just fell through. It didn't, because of some of the bull crap. But you learn. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from people, because it's business. You learn, okay, you learned that right there. Next time you know what to watch out for. And I'm only doing this because I love my city, y'all. And I want to see us grow. Do y'all think my children like to see what their father going through? For people that they feel like don't deserve it? Y'all don't get it. And then I was locked up and I'm looking at the TV, right? And now 10, 11-year-old kids stealing cars and stuff. I'm like, what the freak? Where my belt? Give my belt. That's old school. I beat that little tails. Where my belt? I was really disappointed. But I'm going to tell y'all something. It's always adults, not just children. that's guiding our children in the wrong direction. Thank God for programs like We, Ours, Us. Thank God for and I'm gonna say it wrong, right? And she always correct me. Hugs don't shoot. And I'm trying to think of some more organizations. Standing Strong, Mentoring, Cherie Rogers. We do a lot of community work to try to help turn Baltimore around. But now, I can mention a lot of names of people with nonprofits and businesses in the community that's doing great work. But it's just the few, y'all. It's the few that makes the multitude look bad. You got returning citizens. You got the FACE program, Marlo Hargrove, for returning citizens. A lot of them don't know where these programs at, where they can go and get the proper help. Felons don't know they can vote now. They passed that law. Community United and I'm gonna say the FACE program. The FACE program might have did it their own, but Community United was part of that too. Then they got the bill passed for slumlords to become licensed landlords. I spoke on the $15 minimum wage twice, and we got that bill passed. Come on. I come from the inner city. I come from the ghetto. But when I come out to represent Baltimore City, I try to look as classic and conservative as anybody else. And you might be talking to real educated people, you know, from what they studied and what they learned. And if they talk and they real smart and intelligent, they up here, I be like, bring it down. Bring it down. Because you got to keep it simple with me. Bring it down. But I understand they have the education, they have the knowledge from what they went to school for, but a lot of them don't have that personal experience of helping people, of being in that life yourself and doing the necessary work to come up out of it. So when I come, I'll be like, hey, look, we can do this and we can do that to slow this down. Because, you know, life and death is what it is. We can slow it down because it's outrageous. The stuff that's, you know, a little overboard. But we can slow it down. Keep in mind, they building 2, 3, $400,000 houses in the inner city. So a lot of our people that's living in poverty can't afford them houses. So what you think they starting to do? Gentrification. Clean it up. Get rid of. And y'all just sitting around looking. It don't make no sense. They that. It's set up like that. It's set up like that. So you get somebody like me going there with the bullhorn. I can't go and say, hey, blah, 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 because they don't see it like that. So people like me, who's a community activist, and a lot of us, they trying to shut us down from encouraging and motivating y'all. I got a phone call a week before I got arrested of somebody telling me what's going on. I said, oh no, Brandon Scott and them ain't gonna let nothing happen to me, blah, 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 blah. A week later, I was locked up. I was locked up. I'm on home monitor. This is my second time because I had got real close to one of my houses. And they locked me back up March the 29th because I violated. I got too close, 400 feet. And I got two houses together. I said I didn't go in that house. I went in this one. Well, you went to the before I figured that out. But I thought I was going to be able to talk to the judge. When they locked me up, it's like they hid me away. They hid me away. I came home February the 16th of this month. I stayed in the hospital over there for 6 months because they operated on my feet for neglect. Took my toe. I mean, cut where that toe was missing, that took the rest of that bone out because it got infected because they ignored me when I said, help me. My feet, my legs were swelling. I couldn't eat the prison food. So I basically had to starve myself. A lot of y'all ain't know that. And I know a lot of y'all really don't care. Because it ain't you. So I understand. And that's not being smart. Don't take it personal. When it's not affecting you in your life, it's like the heck with all that. And I understand, I'm telling you. But that's not how God worked with me. No matter what I do, I want to make sure He's pleased. Yeah, I want people to like me too and all that type of stuff. But if you see something different, that's fine. That's fine. But for me, I'm doing what I believe the Holy Spirit called me to do. The same things Jesus did when He walked this earth amongst His people. The same things the apostles did when they went out to make disciples of the people, bringing them towards Christ. That's all I'm doing. I'm not out there serving the devil, selling drugs and drinking and doing what I used to do. See, y'all get that mixed up. I've been delivered from that stuff. So a day at a time, I go back out and I fight against the evil that's attacking our people. And it's powerful. But guess what? I got God. I got God. I got Jesus. But see, a lot of y'all get it mixed up because you think that warriors, us as warriors and fighters, that we supposed to be perfect and don't make no mistakes. No. That's not that lifestyle. Jesus already knew we was going to keep screwing up as long as we was in this body, as long as we are in the body. Even though we in the world, and it says don't be of the world, but you're participating. You're lying to yourself because you buying houses, you buying cars, you might not be going to clubs, you might not be drinking, but you still participate in the world. And God knew that. Who y'all think you talking to? You supposed to be in the world but not of the world, but you enjoy what's in the world just like everybody else. And then gonna lie to yourself. When I started seeing church people having fun and dancing, when God first turned me around, I thought they wasn't supposed to do all of that. But they was enjoying each other's company in a spiritual way. They wasn't at the clubs. They wasn't hanging in the bars. They would go over each other's house and they would party. Just have fun and dance. And the first thing y'all would say if you real heavenly bound, oh, that don't make no sense. I ain't supposed to do this. I ain't supposed to do that. It's not for you to be miserable. And I've been on here for almost half an hour. But I love y'all. And I just wanted to come on and say October the 15th, 5 more days. Tuesday, I'm supposed to go to court. But I think it's going to be dropped, but you never know what, I don't know. But it shouldn't have went this far. I love y'all. No matter what, I'm here. I can't wait to get off this box so that I can start doing the things that brought me a lot of joy and happiness in helping our people. I love y'all and I want to see Baltimore City grow. That's why I do what I do. One day at a time. Love y'all family and I'm out. Steve Copeland. Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show.